All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, race fans of all kinds. Here we are tonight with 3 Wide Racing just starting the broadcast for this league. This is their first race. Tonight is their shootout, 60 laps here at Talladega with the Gen 6 cars. And welcome into the booth here with me. I've got Jeff Dotson. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks, Rudy.
Well, we don't know what to expect, or we're trying to go over, make sure we've got all the drivers' names here. Don't like to mispronounce the names by any means. They have already qualified, and this is tournament style here for tonight. This being a shootout, and also we're ready to get this thing underway here. But we've got a little less than 7 minutes, and they are in a drivers' meeting right now, and we're ready to let them get going here, I guess. Next week, though, we will have some stats for you there, Jeff, to throw at everybody and make sure that they've got, we've got everything covered on that, points wise and everything. So this is just starting their brand new season here, and this is their shootout. So no stats to talk about.
Yep. There won't be no stats to talk about until after next week's race. So, who's ready for some Talladega tonight?
Yeah, really. Talladega. I'm ready. I don't know about you. It's going to be a late night
Yep,
for
I'm
us,
ready
but
too.
but 60 laps is going to go pretty quick here at Talladega with the Gen 6, providing cautions. But I mean, I don't think we're going to see all that many, but I don't know. These guys used to run on Xbox. This is kind of like a different step for them, so we'll see how things go for them. But I'm looking for a good race here tonight.
Yeah, me too. Talladega Gen 6 cars, so that's always a great race.
And it looks like they have advanced it, and they will be lining them up here, Jeff. All right, let's get a rundown here of where everybody is starting. Okay, on the pole will be Nathan Young. Second place will go to Nathan Velez. Tate Lytle in third place. Jess Story in fourth. Wade Lear fifth. Paul Ross starting sixth. Tanner Sharp starting seventh. Race Clark in eighth. Skylar Nissel in ninth. Samuel Close 10th. Jeff?
Here we've got Michael Skinner starting 11th. Nick Miller will be starting 12th. Carlos Acosta will be starting 13th. Stefan Cruz will be starting 14th. Richard Hines will be starting 15th. Richard Lafferty will be starting 16th. Austin Nilsson will be starting 17th. Corey Lindsay in 18th. Zach Trevino in 19th. And Mike Stevens will be in 20th. Rudy?
All right, Johnny Thomas in 21st. Brandon Kaufman 22nd. Douglas Thompson 23rd. Cody Wright 24th. Krista Nelson in 25th. Trevin Roby in 26th. Matt Hackathorn, I believe, 27th. Donald Bell starting 28th. Chad Brown 29th. William Sheehan in 30th. David Everly 31st. David Cordy 32nd. And rounding out the field, Patrick McCusker in last place. All right, let's get up here to our pole sitter. Big field.
Yeah.
But as we always say though, once the field gets thinned down a little bit, you always see better racing. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect here. This is our first race here tonight with 3 Wide Racing. We're going to see how it's going to go here with Nathan Young taking the lead. All right, pace car's in. And they're not waiting around for that green flag. Nathan Young is taking right off to get a good head start on the rest of the field. But you know how that usually ends up. Not very well, because they'll reel him in really quick coming from the back.
Exactly. They'll get those cars back there starting to get in packs and big lines drafting each other and get a big train going, and they'll come up there and pass him quick.
28 cars started the race here tonight, so pretty good sized field. On the outside, Tate Lytle. Trying to make something happen on the outside. Paul Ross, a champion here at 3 Wide Racing, has won a lot of races in the recent history here of 3 Wide, is what I'm being told. So we'll watch for Paul Ross to try to get up there in the lead. About to give us a couple of weeks to learn everybody's name, and we'll be good to go, I think. just takes a couple of weeks to get to know everybody. Nathan Velez back in 5th. Looking there, Tanner Sharp on the high side in the number 3, trying to work with these guys on the high side to see if they can get something happening. Nathan Young leads the very first lap of the race. I don't know if there's any bonus points involved in it. This is just a shootout. Probably to get them ready for the big one. I don't know. Wasn't made aware of anything, drastic. Wade Lear now will tuck up underneath the back of Nathan Young as Paul Ross goes to the high side. Michael Skinner quickly getting shuffled back to 11th place as these guys are starting to try to look for partners back here. Carlos Acosta in 12th. These guys starting to lose the draft of that front pack really quick, Jeff.
Yeah.
Donald Bell way back here, the number 42. Stephen Cruz in 24th. Richard Lafferty in 25th. Lonnie Thomas 26th. And we got a couple way off of the pace back here. Chad Brown and Patrick McCusker. That's going to be a tough one for me to get to learn that one, McCusker. Back here, they're 12 seconds already behind that lead pack. And another brand new leader, Samuel Close up front.
Yeah. That high lane there was backing off for a little while, but they're charging back now, trying to get back up front.
Good racing up front here, though. He's putting on a good show up on the high side there as he comes up in front of Paul Ross. And that outside line in the turns is not working just all that well right now.
No, it's not. I think the bottom line here for these cars is the preferred line, and you got a small little pack of cars up on the high side trying to get around, and there's more cars on the bottom. That high side ain't going to make it.
They're trying to come back, trying to get down there and get a little side draft. Tanner Sharp on the bottom goes into 4th. Samuel Close on the high side. Kind of drifting back just a little bit. Very tough racing with that bottom line being that strong. Once them cars all get nose to tail, and there you go, Samuel Close drops it to the bottom and falls in behind Nathan Velez. Tate Lytle in 7th. Paul Ross gets shuffled clear back to the 8th place, so shuffled out of that front pack. They said, you've won enough here lately, time for somebody else to win maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Looking back on second place, Wade Lear all over the back of Nathan Young. Nathan Young has led all the laps so far out front in a Ford. And the Ford EcoBoost car tonight.
Uh-oh. I have to reload my trading paints here because I'm seeing him in an all-white car.
Ah, there you go. Race Clark in 3rd now. Samuel Close gets shuffled back to 4th. Tate Lytle in 5th. Nathan Velez in 6th. Paul Ross closes up on the back of them. And Tanner Sharp, 8th place, starting to close up on Paul Ross now. And that's going to make it a big, long train of cars here. All the way back to Michael Skinner in 11th place. These guys have pulled away from 12th place by a long ways. Corey Lindsay leading a second group of cars back here. What a pack of cars we got going back here. They're 3 wide.
Yeah, just looking ahead here of the leaders, there is a car. It's off pace. They are catching him pretty fast. That's William Sheehan. And it looks like he's got a lot of front end damage on that car, and he doesn't have a hood.
Oh, man. Yeah, the leaders are coming up on him really quick. Oh, and he gets into the wall again. I think he's having connection issues or something there. Wow, he is like really eating that wall, but Nathan Young drives on by, giving him plenty of room.
Ooh, hit the wall again.
Wow, that was weird. He just ghosted.
Yeah, Yeah, I was riding along with him, Aaron. He hit the wall and then come down in front of another car and hit and disappeared then.
Yeah, that was really strange.
Yeah, it's a tough break for William tonight there, having some connection issues.
Looks like he has taken a behind the wall, ready to move on to next week. But what a tight group up here we have. This front 10 now. It's Michael Skinner's actually kind of fallen off on them guys and lost the draft. And it ain't going to be long. He's going to be falling right back into the hands here of that second group, Corey Lindsay, because these guys are coming like a freight train coming up on him.
They are. They're going to catch him quick.
Zach Trevino back here and Michael Stevens. These guys all working together, it looks like. Matt Hackathorn in 15th. Douglas Thompson 16th. Richard Hines in 17th. Krista Nelson. That's a sharp looking car right there. I believe that's a female. I'm not too positive on that, but I believe that's a lady out there racing with these guys. She's got that pink number 54. I would say that's probably a lady. And these guys, like a snake down the backstretch, they're going to have to get that line straightened out there, Jeff, if they're going to catch up to that front group.
Exactly. This back group here, I can see some cars going high and then come back down low. And, ooh, one just hit the wall there. I see some sparks flying off the wall. Don't know who that was, but they're all right now, and they're getting spread out because of that. So we'll see how this group can catch the field here.
As the league's name, 3 wide, and boy, Krista gets into the side of Richard Hines, saying, you know, I was a little bit tight right there. I needed some room. That was some tight racing right there between them three up there. That's the name of the league, 3 wide racing, folks.
And they're showing that right now.
Absolutely, boy, that was pretty intense there for a few minutes. And Nathan Young still leading. Been out there for coming to the line, going to be 12 laps this time by is led, and we're already a fifth of the way through this race. Doesn't take long to cover 60 laps here at Talladega with the Gen 6. We've been caution free
Not at all
so far.
Yeah, I can tell this front pack of 6 cars up front here, they're playing the safe game right now. They're not, looking to make any passes or anything. It's early in the race. We can see that backpack back there trying to race to catch them.
They go by. Let's go back here to this second group again because I was trying to see if I could find. Looks like Skylar Nissel is going to go into the 10th place. And he gets shuffled out. Corey Lindsay in that group now 8.3 seconds behind the leader. And they don't seem to be closing any, Jeff. They seem to be losing some ground to that lead pack.
Yeah, I believe they are. There's 2 cars there working together, and then they've got Nissel trying to catch them. If he can catch them, I think they could get something going.
Cody Wright riding in 18th, Richard Hines 19th. We've seen a close call there between him and Krista Nelson earlier, and they're riding pretty close to each other right now. Richard Lafferty in 21st, Johnny Thomas 22nd. Back up front, Nathan Young continuing to lead. Wade Lear right there in second. He's been right on the bumper there, Nathan, for quite some time now, Jeff, and he doesn't want to get away from that. Well, looks like Tate Lytle takes it to the outside. Nobody goes with him, and he's going to get shuffled out.
Yeah, he was hoping somebody went with him, but nobody played the game. He tried to go to the high side, so tough luck for him. He's going to get shuffled behind them now.
Now Nathan Velez comes up on the inside of him, would be the next one to pass him. Tanner Sharp pulls out. It looks like he may try to go with him. Yes, he is. He's going to go with them. They get 4 or 5 cars up there on the high side. They can go around that outside.
Exactly. So hopefully they can get something going there and get a race going here.
Yeah, two is just too difficult to do, I think. Nick Miller.
It is.
Nick Miller back here kind of falling off the back there of the number 48 of Nathan Velez. And he's got to be very careful. He doesn't want to fall too far or he's going to lose that draft. Tanner Sharp out of shape. He falls to the back of the field.
Oh, man.
Back of that pack. Let me rephrase that. Not to the back of the field. I believe he is one of the league owners because he's the guy that I've been talking to, him and Corey Lindsay, excuse me. And Corey actually leading this pack back here now, 8.5 seconds behind the leader. And they're just kind of hanging there right now. They maybe lose a 10th or so here or there, but and we got a spin, possible spin, 88, trying to save it. Matt Hackthorne, what a save that was.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I thought he was going to lose it the second time there, but wow, saved it again. So,
good job.
Good job by doing that.
Race Clark takes over second. He is up on the high side trying to get that upper groove working. He's got Tate Lytle up there with him. Wade Lear comes back on the bottom. Our leader, Nathan Young, actually Race Clark did lead that last lap. He just must have had a nose ahead of Nathan Young and did lead a lap. Now they've kind of backed off just a little bit, that bottom line, and Nathan Velez coming up on the inside of Race Clark. Race getting stuck out there all by himself. We see this a lot. Nick Miller coming up on him now. And Tanner Sharp definitely starting to lose the draft from that group. He's going to fall way back. He'll be joining that next group back, which includes Sam Close and Paul Ross back here. 2 cars all by themselves, Jeff.
Yeah, so hopefully they can pick him up and they can get something going and catch back up in that field.
Yeah, they're quite a ways back right now, about 6 seconds or so behind, 5 seconds maybe behind Tanner Sharp.
Yeah, and then Tanner's like maybe 2 seconds, maybe 1 behind the front pack. So that's a big gap there. But this Samuel Close, him and the number 18 car, they got that big, huge pack led there by Corey there coming up on them. So we'll see what happens.
And they're holding right now pretty good here, but they got about 1.8 seconds behind them. Corey Lindsay's still leading that back group. They're closing in on Samuel Close and Paul Ross right now.
Yeah, they're closing in big time. They got a big group. They got a big group of cars coming here, and looks like they're going to catch them any time now.
Just seen Krista Nelson there. She caught the apron and saved it, so good job by her. She caught that yellow line, and boy, I'll tell you, past experiences here out on these tracks, these people catch these lines like that, and it really upsets the handling of that car, and boy, she saved it. That was a great save.
Yeah, second great save of the night, so if those drivers keep doing that, this will be a good race.
Yes, sir. Donald Bell now to the inside. He drops in behind Krista. He will pass up Richard Lafferty. Lafferty up on the high side. Those guys trying to get something working up there also. He's falling right behind Douglas Thompson. Nathan Young still out front with Wade Lear in second. We're over a third of the way through, Jeff.
Yeah, this race is flying by quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah, no cautions. Boy, that really does mean a lot when you got no cautions like that. Tate,
yeah, exactly.
What happened to Tate Lytle? Tate just like fell out or something there.
Yeah, it says he manually disconnected, so it looks like he'll take his car behind the wall.
Nathan Velez in third, Race Clark fourth, Nathan Miller fifth. And Tanner Sharp way back here, 7.7 seconds, lost the draft from that front group. As now we only got a five car lead there, 5-car breakaway, I should say. And Tanner is going to be getting help here right directly from Samuel Close, because this group is coming big time right up on the back of him. In another probably half a lap, they're going to be closed right up on his tail now. It looks like he's going to stay wide and let them go and try to blend in with these guys, I believe. Yeah, he's going to lose more position, so Tanner Sharp going backwards. He's just looking for a hole to stick that car in and try to fit in with these guys. And hopefully not lose too awful many positions.
Exactly. Looks like we got a new leader up front, Rudy. It's Wade Lear.
Wade Lear in the lead for the first time today. Yes, sir. And they're coming up on lap cars already. We got Chad Brown and Patrick McCusker. These guys just ahead of the leaders, and they're too wide. I believe they're going to get the heck out of the way here from the leaders. Let's look back from Chad Brown as these guys come up on the inside of them. That's the leaders about to put these guys a lap down. That's that 5-car breakaway that we were talking about. Nathan Young falls to the back of that group now. They're all going to go by, and it looks like they're going to just fall in behind Nathan Young here and try to catch up to with the draft. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Well, everybody else out here is doing really good. Now Samuel Close, Paul Ross leading that second group. They're 10 seconds behind that front group. I'm kind of curious as to when we're going to see pit stops.
Yeah, it's Talladega's a 2.66 mile track, so I say 60 lap race. I'm not too sure, but I say they could probably get maybe 30 laps, maybe 35 in on a full tank of fuel. So I say they might make one pit stop here tonight at the halfway point.
All right. Wade Lear leading. And yeah, Tate Lytle did take his car behind the wall. We'll interview the top 3 here tonight. Make sure we get those talked to and see how their season is, if they're ready to start this new season, and just how the top 3 here is going to be affected by this. Is they going to kind of give them a little bit of a shot in the arm there to go out and run really well? Can't really judge it by Talladega because that's pretty much anybody's game out here. You just got to race smart.
Exactly, because Talladega, you can win or lose. So either way, Talladega, anybody can just come up in the field and get the win if something happens up front. Or, we see the big one happen a lot here, and that takes a lot of drivers out sometimes. Hopefully we don't see that tonight. But on the other hand, yeah, Talladega is that mystery race track where you just don't know who's going to finish at the end.
Right. Come up on Samuel Close now. These guys are starting to cut a little bit of time down on that lead pack. They are actually under 10 seconds now. But 10 seconds on Talladega, wow, that's a long ways. That's a lot of ground to make up.
It is.
So we're looking for pit stops here, possibly in the next couple of laps. It's Wade Lear leading now. He's been out there for 5 laps, coming to 6. Nathan Young, which led the first 21 laps, now back in 5th position. Wants to get back up there and lead more laps, but more importantly, he wants to lead the last one. I guess that's the only one that really counts here in the shootout, right?
Exactly.
Well, we're coming up to take lap 30. Now, I don't know if we're going to see anybody come to pit road on this lap or next lap, or when they're going to be coming down. But I'm looking for pit stops here, maybe to start happening in the next lap or 2.
Yeah, me as well. And I think this front pack of cars just keeps pulling away from that back pack.
They're just hanging. Yeah, okay. We do have some people coming down pit road, maybe. Yep, a bunch of them peeling off here. Yes, sir, a bunch of them coming in on pit road now. Can't even find the right pits, the right one here, but yeah, we're seeing pit stops happening in the back part of the field. So, and just about the right time of what we figured. So Paul Ross, Sam Close, Corey Lindsay, and Trevin Roby come down pit road. 4 of them. All right, most of them are away, but brand new leader out front is going to be Nathan Velez, but he's coming to pit road. Wade Lear on pit road, Race Clark. Lots of them coming to pit road now. This is just about what I figured was going to be the time that they were going to come to pit road. Richard Lafferty staying out. Johnny Thomas staying out. Been caution free so far, over halfway. That's pretty good. Pretty good racing. And now the field's really going to get spread out around this track.
Oh yeah, with them making green flag pit stops like this, and there's no cautions that's happened yet, and there's still a green flag. It's going to be really spread out.
Richard Lafferty and Johnny Thomas waiting to see if they're going to come to pit road. Now Lafferty does have some pretty heavy damage on the right front of that car, and yes, they are coming to pit road. Do their pit stops, and Nathan Young, that group coming around. Now he was our leader before, had a great pit stop, and let's see if these guys get off pit road in time. Boy, they're rolling out, but I don't know if they've got enough of a lead because he's coming pretty quick here. They're coming through the trioval right now, so Nathan Young will resume the lead. And he's got Race Clark and Nick Miller with him. And these guys got quite a lead. Boy, quite the lead. Wow, I can't believe the lead they've got.
Cool.
Richard Lafferty and Johnny Thomas trying to get up the speed. I don't know if they got enough speed up to hold 4th and 5th, but they're doing good so far.
Yeah, they are.
Next up, Corey Lindsay back here in 6th place has made his pit stop. Looking at Richard Lafferty and Johnny Thomas. You know why they had such a good pit stop? 2 tires.
Ah.
I think that was a good call.
Yeah. Anyway, if it's a restrictor plate racetrack, it's you could take 4 or 2 and be just fine.
Although I have heard reports from drivers before that 2 tires out here on super speedways is a no-no. But I don't know. Maybe they've got something in mind here. I don't know. I've heard that it makes it really tight in the corners.
Seemed usually the last super speedway track I ran, I took 2 tires and seemed to work for me pretty good. I finished 4th, so
something I
driver
heard,
preference.
Yep, something I heard a couple of weeks ago. Somebody saying that you don't want to take 2 tires because boy, it makes it tight in the corners. So, but they're working it pretty good here. Corey Lindsay in that group, they're going to be closing up on Richard Lafferty and Johnny Thomas here in the next couple of laps, probably. They're not too far behind, just a couple of seconds. Tanner Sharp in that group, Donald Bell, Carlos Acosta, Zach Trevino, Samuel Close, Skylar Nissel just barely hanging on to the draft in the back part of that group. He's got to get sucked up to the back there of Samuel Close or he is going to lose that draft. Wade Lear now way back, 13th place, 18.8 seconds. And long pit stop, I think. He might have got a speeding penalty on pit road. Wade Lear, I believe, got a speeding penalty.
Yeah, I believe he did too. That's costly here at a track like this.
Yeah, he had a 29.7 second pit stop, so I would say there was a 15-second penalty in there. Douglas Thompson, 15th. Krista Nelson, 16th. These guys changing here as I'm changing. Michael Skinner, 17th. Trevin Roby in 18th. Boy, tight group right here. These guys all racing pretty close together. Brandon Kaufman in 19th. Nathan Velez right behind him in 20th. Paul Ross, I'm not sure what happened to Paul Ross, but he is way back here in 23rd place. And if they're not careful, they will go a lap down back here.
Yeah, interesting. Wonder what happened to. Hey, he was up front running and had a good lead going up front there with the guys, and maybe something happened on a pit stop. Who knows?
That could be. He did have quite the lengthy pit stop, so I don't know what happened there.
Possibly a speeding penalty or some kind of pit stop penalty for him as well, maybe? Or
could be.
Tough call on that one.
33-second pit stop for him. Man. Same with Trevin Roby, he had a 25.1 second pit stop. Nathan Velez had a 35.5. I'm thinking there is some penalties in there. Mike Stevens, 27.9 second pit stop. I don't know how accurate those are. They're supposed to be accurate, but leaders coming up on Trevin here. And we're just about 2/3 of the way through this race. It's been caution-free the whole way. Let's take a look at the race summary here real quick. We've had 5 lead changes out there in 37 laps. No cautions.
Yep, and they're coming around the line here. Take 22 to go.
And Nathan Young right now has led the most laps. Actually clinching the most laps led. Nobody can beat that. At the line, he will have led 28. So that's almost half of the race, and we've had a couple other leaders out there. So he actually does clinch the most laps led. But like I said, this is a shootout, so I don't know how much that's going to come into play for points-wise. But these guys pulled away from that second group by 7.6 seconds. Back to Corey Lindsay pulling these guys around. I think they're probably hoping right now for a caution, or they're hoping that those guys maybe didn't get enough fuel in their car. They pitted too early. I don't know. You don't know what these guys are thinking, because they're really not closing the gap up at all.
No, they're not. So these guys are thinking numerous possibilities. They're thinking, come on, 3 guys up front run out of gas. Come on, where's a caution or something like that, to catch them back up to them.
Definitely. Come back on Tanner Sharp from Corey Lindsay. Wishing they had about 5 more horsepower. 5 more horsepower, they could reel them in, but they got about 20 to go next time by.
Exactly, so we'll see if they can catch him here.
Yeah, they've got to make it happen right away. These 3 out here are they have set sail, and sure, they're clicking off a 10th or 2 back there. Corey Lindsay and Tanner Sharp, Donald Bellingham, but it's not enough. They've only got 20 laps to close that deal, and it's just not enough.
Yeah, I think these guys back here with Corey leading this pack, I think they need a caution in order to catch back up with the field. And if the caution doesn't come out, they won't catch him, I don't believe.
$20 to go, coming to 19 to go. It's time for another drink of water. Well, we still got 27 drivers out there on the track. Only 3 of them, 1 or more laps down, and that's Mike Stevens, Chad Brown, and Patrick McCusker.
Yep, and only 2 drivers out of the race. That's Tate Lytle and William Sheehan.
I'm going to tell you what, Jeff. These guys in this second group are coming. They've just chopped the whole second off right there.
Maybe they found that extra 5 horsepower you were talking about.
Yeah, well, they're running in a straight line, and that's what they need to do. You need to get nose to tail and stay right behind each other, and you're going to be a lot faster. I mean, they're chopping
exactly.
chopping the tents off. They're coming. And I don't know if Nathan Young, Race Clark, and Nick Miller are watching their relative or not, but they do actually have enough laps here, I think, now, the way I'm looking at it. They have enough laps, I think, to run them down and possibly pass them.
Exactly. And I think, a lot of fans, and including myself, we don't like to see, the train style racing at, restrictor plate tracks. But I think right now it's going to take these guys to, stay in a line like this and in order to catch the front three cars.
Yeah, this is a tight group right here, all the way back to Samuel Close. I mean, they're putting it down. I'm telling you, they're really running good here. Pit stops are out of the way. Looks like the number 8 there, Richard Lafferty's got quite a bit of right side damage, but as long as he's in the draft, I think he's okay. But it looks like Samuel Close may be pulling out to try to go by him, and it's not going to happen by himself. I think he was hoping Johnny Thomas would go with them. But they don't want to leave out their buddy there, Richard Lafferty.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
I just got a message that popped up on the screen and said our TVO has stopped working.
Ah, we'll just restart it.
Yep.
Well, I'm riding along here with Corey Lindsay, and they are now down to 4 seconds behind that lead pack. Look how much space is in between that lead pack. How much space is in between each driver. Now Race Clark takes over the lead, and Nathan Young goes back to third. Let's take a look back. We can see them guys coming, and that's just 3.7 seconds behind the leader right now. And I mean to tell you, they are closing that gap down real fast now.
Yes, they are, and the race laps are ticking down too. Coming to the 15 to go this time by.
I mean, I know these guys got the hammer down, and they're doing everything they can to try to stay in line. Nick Miller tucks right up under the bumper there of Race Clark. But man, I'm telling you, they are on a mission to try to get there. They are 3.2 seconds and closing. Corey Lindsay.
I think these guys got it.
Yeah, Corey Lindsay and company back here, and they're probably communicating well together, saying, okay, guys, we got this. If we can just stay nose to tail here, we got this. Because they're going to come up on them with a full head of steam, and they're probably just going to go to the high side and go right around them. Now, I don't believe we'll see any blocking by that front three. They're going to probably just try to hold their ground on the low line, but you just never know what's going to happen, Jeff.
Exactly. We could see them try to block and, keep their momentum up as best as they can and stay out front, or who knows, you might just see that whole train behind them just catch them quick and just pass them right up. Who knows? It's Talladega.
Zach Trevino back here in 7th place. He's had a pretty good run. He started 19th today, and here he is running in 7th. This guy's down to 2.6 seconds. Corey Lindsay started 18th, running in 4th. Pennsylvania guy right there. Hey, Pennsylvania. Good old Pennsylbango. Race Clark started 8th today, running in the lead. Nick Miller started 12th, running in 2nd. Nathan Young, that was our pole sitter, now running in 3rd, led 33 laps, and nobody can beat that today. We already went through Corey Lindsay. Carlos Acosta started 13th, running in 6th. Zach Trevino, 19th, running in 7th. Donald Bell started 28th today, running in 8th. Another Pennsylvania guy. Richard Lafferty started 16th, led a couple of laps earlier, and now running in 9th. Johnny Thomas, the top 10, does make it to the top 10, but started 21st today, running in 10th. Right behind him, Samuel Close. That'll round up this group right here. Started 10th and running in 11th. All right, back up front. Those guys closing in even closer now, down to 2.1 seconds. 12 laps to go. They're trying to do everything they can to break that draft so they don't get that draft, but they're 2 seconds behind. They're going to be sniffing that draft here pretty quick here, Jeff.
Yeah, they are. I had also thought, too, that there wasn't enough laps for them to catch up, but I'm thinking I was wrong.
Yeah, that's me too. I didn't think there was. Now they're down to 1.7 seconds.
I think that train's found some extra horsepower here.
Yeah, once Corey gets a little whiff of that draft there coming off of Nathan Young, it's going to be over because he's going to pull that whole pack right up to them quick.
Exactly.
And the Tanner Sharp pretty much hooked together. I think they got a chain running between the two cars because they're just stuck together there.
They are. And this train's got the power, and this train's a coming. And looked like I saw a car on the high side there. I don't know if he had anybody helping him or not, but
down to 1.5 seconds behind him. They've got to be sniffing the draft here pretty quick. Nathan Young just ahead of them.
As Race Clark just hit the line with 10 to go.
These guys are probably running it through their head right now going, man, what do we got to do? These guys are coming like crazy. Now down to 1.1 seconds. And that gap's going to close up really fast now because he is smelling that draft.
Yeah, literally. Oh, I think here in the next lap, they're going to catch him.
And we can see him just ahead of him, and he has caught that draft. So he'll be closing that gap up pretty quick. They're trying to break it. They're trying to go a little high and go a little low to try to break that draft, but it's just really not going to work at this point right now. It's just too close. The draft is, they've caught it already. We're going to see their speeds pick up here quite a bit. And they're holding that bottom line. Yeah, there's 205, 206, 207, 208. So they are right on it.
Yeah, and as Corey Lindsey's here catching his 3 front runners here, it looks like the front runners are starting to catch a pack of 4 cars that's possibly going to go a lap down.
Yes, sir, and that would be Paul Ross, Cody Wright, Stephen Cruz, and Richard Hines. These guys not that far ahead of the leader right now, just a few seconds.
And here comes Corey. He's knocking on that door behind him.
He has caught him, and he pulls out. Tanner going to go with him. And now they're going to go back to the bottom. And
man,
there is some blocking going on here.
That looks a little dicey, but they made it through.
This could get ugly. This could get real ugly.
Very possibly well could.
They've caught up to him here now. Zach Trevino back here. These guys they're closing up on him as well. And boy, this has turned out to be a very, very close race here, all the way from 1st to 11th. Samuel Close. Oh, somebody down on the bottom. And that's going to cause the wreck. Oh,
yeah, that was Nathan Young.
Nathan Young. After leading the most laps, this is the first caution of the race here, folks. Man, what a bummer to see that happen. Let's go back and watch and see if we can figure out exactly what happened on these. Okay, he's kind of dicing it down to the bottom. Looks like he got his car a little out of shape right there. Caught that yellow line, and we know what that does. Corey Lindsey right there is going to get into the back of him. And then Tanner gets into the back of Corey Lindsey. Now they can. Oh, and Tanner's going to get into the side of Nathan Young as well. So it's on from there. More damage. Oh, we got cars up on the roof and everything.
Oh,
That's terrible.
Yeah,
What a
man,
wreck.
running that long of a green flag running, and then it comes
Ah,
down to this. Tough break for these guys. Outstanding job from them today, coming this long into the race without a caution, but it happens. It's Talladega. Tough break. They'll go
yeah.
next week and try to get them again.
After all that work them guys did to get closed up on that lead three, and it's all out the window now.
Yeah.
Well, Corey Lindsey's going to stay out. Looks like he's got a little nose damage, but not that much. Now I did see. Trying to find him here. Hold on a minute. Where did he go? Tanner Sharp is already on pit road. He towed. So the tough break for him. Nathan Young as well. Looks like Nathan Young, he's on pit road too. Doggone. So tough break for
Yeah.
these guys. Race Clark, our leader. Wow. So what do you think of the race so far, Jeff? Been pretty exciting, huh?
Yeah, the race has been pretty exciting. It's Talladega. There's a lot of guys making a lot of moves, trying to pass, and we had that big train, working there with Corey leading them, and we thought that they'd never catch him, and they sure taught us wrong. They caught him really quick. So, yeah, this has been an interesting race at Talladega, and an enjoyable one, and hope you guys watching here on MaxSpeedTV is enjoying it as well as I am.
Race Clark from the Hands On in Nashville. He must be a Nashvilleian. Didn't know that. Sponsor on his car there, Hands On Nashville.
On Race Clark, you said?
Yeah.
I'm showing him from the Carolina Club.
Probably your trading paints ain't working. Sometimes
No. I'm saying I see his paint. I'm just saying that he's from the Carolina Club in the iRacing.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. I wasn't tracking there. Excuse me. Yep, you're right, Carolina. I wasn't tracking there. Sorry about that. Well,
No problem, bud.
I really don't think we need to talk to anybody this week. Unless maybe we could get a word in with Tanner Sharp. Let me drag him up here and see where in the heck is he. There he is. Tanner Sharp, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, can you walk us through what happened on that, Tanner?
Yeah, we just following in line there, gain time each time. Every lap, we were gaining about 7/10, 5/10, just every little bit. And finally, we caught him. And it was like, all right, this is good stuff here. I thought we could make a move, but Corey got a little too tight coming off turn 2. And by the time we reached down towards turn number 1, I couldn't see the car ahead of me. The only thing I could see was Corey's back bumper. And apparently the car ahead of him hit the apron of the racetrack and got really loose. And I was pretty much boxed in because I had a car in my outside lane, car ahead of me, cars behind me. It's just one of the restrictor plate deals that just unfortunately happens, especially when the tires wear.
Well, it's a good week to take what you learned this week and take it into next week. Where are you guys at next week?
This Thursday, we have the Daytona duels, qualifying and duels this Thursday. Next week, Monday night, is the Daytona 250 or Daytona 500, however you want to put it. It should be a great race.
Very good, very good. Well, we're excited to be here, and I'll tell you what, this was one heck of a great race, exciting all the way. And man, I'll tell you, that front 3 had pulled away, and you were right. You guys kept reeling them in, and once you got there, we knew it was going to probably wind up to get ugly there. When you're coming down close to the end of the race like this, everybody wants that top spot, and it looked like a lot of drivers were doing a little bit of defensive playing right there to try to keep that from happening. So, but good run for you today, and we will see you next week, Tanner.
Sounds great, guys. Before I let you guys go, thank you to Chesapeake Diecast for sponsoring the series, and everybody, MaxSpeedTV. Really great job tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure where you were at. Oh, he moved. Okay, there we go. Okay, he got it. Well, what are we going to get here, Jeff? Did the lights go off on the pace car there?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they
It'll be a
did.
2-lap shootout.
2 laps. Oh boy, this is gonna. Now we do have some cars in there that do have damage, but the secret to that is to try to stay tucked right up in underneath somebody. I was looking at Corey Lindsay's car there. He's got quite a bit of nose damage on it. Samuel Close the same way. But we've got cars in behind them that are perfectly fine. So are they going to be a roadblock? Are they going to be in the way? Are they going to get shuffled to the back? They're obviously staying out there for track position and don't want to get that damage fixed. So what's going to happen here on these last 2 laps? This is going to be wild.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. As I see here, that it looks like Corey Lindsay does also, along with the front end damage, looking at the back of the car here, he does have a little bit of right side rear end damage there. It looks like it might have pushed his spoiler up a little bit, so I don't know if that'll help him here at Talladega. Usually, when you get a damaged spoiler or a shifter plate track that gives you just so much drag, it starts to sometimes pull you back. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully he can keep it up front there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the back of his car now. Yeah, it does look a little bit roughed up in the front end as well. But looking at Samuel Close now, his is even worse. The nose on that car has been shoved in. I'm just kind of curious and concerned about just if it's going to overheat at all. So, but we're about ready to go back green, Jeff. Get them going here, brother.
All right, we'll do. All right, pace car dives back into pit road. And we're back to green flag racing. Those guys did not wait at all. They're back on the throttle, and we're racing again at Talladega.
Race Clark's got to do what he's got to do to get out there and stay out there. Corey Lindsay right now in second place. He could pull out a second out of this. He's got the 07 of Wade Lear. Now, Wade's been up there in the front all day long, and Corey pulls out, hoping the number 9 and Nick Miller comes with him. And they're right down there trying to get side draft. Corey Lindsay, boy, he is really putting the hammer down. They're coming to get the white flag this time. And they've pulled away. Them front 4 have already pulled away from 5th place Michael Skinner. But he doesn't seem to be too concerned right now because they still got a whole nother lap to go around this place. And the way them guys are racing up there, boy, I don't know, anything could happen. Race Clark taking the white flag, one more lap. Look them up, folks. 3 Wide Racing. And boy, it almost looks like he's got it in the bag, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in that position right now. He is all over. And
we got a wreck.
Yep, there goes a couple of them wrecked out. Race continues.
Yep, Corey Lindsay was involved in that one. Tough break.
No caution. And up into the wall, the 15, Michael Skinner into the wall. They keep it going. And it's going to be Race Clark at the line. Wade Lear second. Nobody's going to pull out. Wade Lear pulls out the last second through the tri-oval. Is he going to make it? No. Race Clark wins it here today. Congratulations to Race Clark. That was a pretty exciting finish right there at the very end. I'm going to watch this in slow-mo just to see, watch him pull out. We're seeing him go through the try over here, and it looks like a Wade Lear pulls out, but it might have been just a little too late to try to get it done. And at the line, it's going to be Race Clark, but a good valiant effort by Wade Lear to try to bring home that win tonight. So congrats to Race Clark, and we'll get a word in with them in just a minute here, folks. There's the difference right there. Just a few thousandths of a difference. Well, let's see if we can get Race Clark up here, Jeff, if we can find him in here.
I'm not seeing him in TeamSpeak. You might have to talk to him through iRacing.
Well, I don't think I can.
Ooh.
Because I went in under the watch tab, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, Tanner, I can't
Yes, sir.
I can't talk to the winner. I don't think I can talk to him on the track.
Yeah, he's unfortunately I don't think he's in TeamSpeak.
No, he's not. Let me try. Let me see if I can get him up there. But I don't think I will.
No. Say he's on his way right now.
Oh, he's in? Coming in? Okay.
He's on his way.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, maybe we can get Wade Lear in here if he's in TeamSpeak.
He's not in TeamSpeak right now either.
Ay, ay, ay. What about Michael Skinner?
I believe I saw him. Yeah, he's here.
Okay, grab him and drag him up here. All right. There's a Race right there. I'm going to drag him down. We'll talk to him first. Race Clark, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, congrats on your win, boy. I'm going to tell you what, you were making that car about 30 feet wide coming to the line. And Wade Lear pulled out there. I think he pulled out just a teeny weeny bit too late. But were you concerned, or did you just knew you had it at that point?
I was concerned about Corey, Nick, and Sam being lined up, them being a team and me being by myself. I actually PM'd the 07 on the start and said those three would probably try to get around me. So I was trying to team up. And you notice he gave me a shot and got behind me and kept Corey from getting around me. And I went high, leaving 3, which is normally what I do whenever I'm plate track racing, and went back low. So I think I was pretty confident coming to the checkered flag.
Yeah, well, now let's go back a few laps ago before that caution there in that second group, Corey, Lindsay, and Tanner and them all catching up to you. You had to have been watching your relative and watching them closing the gap on you. Tell me what your thoughts were at that point.
Yeah, me and Nick, I PM'd Nick while we were racing, so we got to get around Nathan. I just really wasn't holding the line too well, which is no big deal. And we got around him, and they were still catching up. And I was concerned they were going to storm us, but I think me and Nick got it to the point where we could at least race them for it. And that caution was kind of nice. I really don't know what would have happened. I'd say they probably get on the outside of us. I don't know.
It looked like Nathan was doing a little bit of blocking there for a while. He was kind of like all over. Every time they went to go high or go low, he would go up there with them. So he was kind of helping you guys out a little bit at that point. And then the caution come out, and and he was of course involved in that, which is a shame. Him and Tanner both, but and Corey, I take that back. But it was just great racing out there. You guys went so long without a caution, and put you guys in a position that when you made them absolutely amazing pit stops, and you come out with such a lead like that. Walk me through your pit stop, what you did right, and how you got such a lead over that second pack.
I think when it comes to play racing, that's one thing a lot of people overlook practicing because we pitted in as a group and only 3 of us were out, and I actually had to let off the gas just not to get way out ahead of everybody. I kind of want to let Nathan in front of me because I didn't want to burn my fuel up. But I think that played a big part of it. And I think we would have gave him a run had it not gone yellow, just thanks to Nathan blocking. It's too bad he caught that apron and got spun around. But yeah, I think practicing your pits at a plate track when it's going green like that is pretty essential.
Right. Okay. Well, congrats on your the race here, the shootout race tonight. So go celebrate, my friend. But anybody you want to give a shout out to while you're here?
Just give a shout out to my team, Sharp Motorsports, and Matt Muir, who painted my car. And just you guys, thank you for broadcasting. Hopefully I'll making many more interviews with you all.
All right. Well, I got to ask you one question before I let you go. You're in the Carolina group, but where can you... I probably shouldn't ask this, but do you live around Nashville? Because I see the hands-on Nashville on your car.
Yes, I do. Whenever I made my account, I was at my dad's and had a car that was in Carolina. I'm in Ohio right now for school, but I live in Nashville.
Oh, cool. Well, that's only about 70 miles from me.
Pretty nice. It's my favorite place in the whole world.
Yeah, it is an awesome town. Yeah, I just live in Manchester.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, about 70 miles from you. So, all right, we'll go celebrate, my friend, and good luck, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, you got second place. Oh, no, we don't have second place, Jeff. But we got third place in here, Michael Skinner. You want to talk to him?
Yep, Michael Skinner, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, good run out there tonight. You placed third. You got a third place finish after starting 11th. Tell us about your run there and how you like Talladega.
It's a fun track. I kind of messed myself up on that one single pit stop we had. I blew through the box and then had to take two, so the car was a little tight. I thought we had a chance there with my teammate Matt behind me coming into 3 and 4, but those two tires got too tight and it just pushed me straight up into the wall. But it's a good third place, good way to start off the season, and hopefully we take the same result and 2 better at Daytona.
Exactly. Talking about the 2 tires, the wall incident there, was that the incident that we saw you possibly there with the last couple laps to go when you hit the wall there? And tell us your thoughts on that. What happened there? And you think you could have caught the guys if you had another shot, a couple laps to go?
Honestly, I think if I wouldn't have hit the wall there, I think I definitely had a shot at it because I had my teammate behind me, so he was going to go wherever I was going. And I even almost caught him there at the end after even bouncing off the wall. Once they split up, which I knew they were going to do, they were probably 5 or 6 miles an hour slower than I was, and if we could have just hung on there to the bottom, a little bit better than I did there, we definitely would have had a shot. Honestly, I probably made the move to the middle a little too soon. Probably should have tucked in to the bottom and let the car naturally come up with those 2 tires and be tight. But I wasn't thinking of that at that point in time. Now that I have a second to look back and look the replay, I can go ahead and say that. But it's a good race regardless. It was fun. Glad we got that caution there. Got really strung out.
Yeah, that was a very long green flag run there. That was a very long one. Do you think it was going to stay green flag, or did you possibly see a caution coming at the end there?
I was about 50-50, to be honest. I knew those guys were going to catch the first 3 cars, and it was going to start mixing it up side by side. And just knowing how tight the car was getting after 10, 15 laps, I knew once those guys got to him at the rate of speed that they were going to get to the outside. And it was going to start getting squirrely, and people were going to have to start letting off the gas. And if you just didn't do it, at the right time or at the perfect time, you were going to slide up or you were going to try to be on that yellow line, trying to just stay on the bottom. And I think, that's where Nathan got in trouble, probably was down there on the yellow line a little bit. But it's one of those things you never really know. You kind of back there, you're kind of hoping there's a caution, so you have another chance at it. But I'm sure those guys up there were praying it was going to go green flag.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on a third place finish tonight. Anybody I want to give a shout out to or thank?
I got to thank Shake and Make Motorsports and all my teammates and Matt and all them for giving me, a ride here, and thanks for the help. And we were so close, so close. We'll go get them, and we'll definitely be talking to you in Daytona. So thanks to Nathan Young Designs for the awesome paint scheme, and like I said, I'll talk to y'all in Daytona.
All righty. Well, congratulations tonight, Michael, on a third place finish. Go celebrate, and we'll catch you next week at Daytona.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, Jeff, we didn't get to talk to Wade Lear. I can't talk to him on the track, but we hopefully have that fixed for next week, and that won't happen next week. I did talk to Tanner about that, and we've got that corrected, so we'll be through that little lump in the road. So congratulations to Wade for coming home second tonight. Valiant effort for him pulling out there. Might have been just a little bit too late, but he pulled out and tried to get that win. But taking second. All right, let's run down through the results here real quick, and we'll get the heck out of here. Race Clark coming home the winner here. Wade Lear second. Michael Skinner third. Matt Hackathorn in fourth place. Trevin Roby in fifth. Skylar Nissel in sixth. Douglas Thompson seventh. Brandon Kaufman eighth. Richard Hines ninth. Mike Stevens in 10th. Jeff?
Yeah, we got Nathan Velez finishing 11th. Like I said that wrong. Is it Velez or?
Yeah, Velez.
Velez, okay. He finishes 11th. Daniel Close will finish 12th. Nick Miller finishes 13th. Cody Wright will finish 14th. Corey Lindsay will finish 15th. Carlos Acosta will finish 16th. Paul Ross will finish 17th. Patrick McCusker will finish 18th. Stephen Cruz will finish 19th. And finishing 20th is Chad Brown. Rudy?
All right, Nathan Young coming home 21st, Tanner Sharp 22nd, Zach Trevino 23rd, Donald Bell 24th, Richard Lafferty 25th, Johnny Thomas in 26th, Krista Nelson 27th, Tate Lytle in 28th, and looks like rounding out the field was William Sheehan after having internet issues there and dropping out of the race. So, all right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll see you next week, folks, here at 3 Wide Racing. Thanks for tuning in tonight on MaxSpeedTV, and we will be back Wednesday night for the Top Fuel Racing. So until then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.